crabapple tree in Corey and Austin's yard is just in full bloom. It is so beautiful, and it smells amazing. I wish I could let you smell the beautiful scent. And I wish I could let you hear, it's just a constant hum of the bees that are working the blooms. I don't think it picks up on the camera because of the creek. You can hear the creek in the background, but it's just like a beehive. Just sounds like a beehive of all those wonderful pollinators. They're really enjoying the beautiful blooms.
Today's the day I'm having to do something I dread the worst, is starting to mow for the year. I don't like mowing or weed eating. I hate it, but it's got to be done. It's starting to look kind of rough, so I'm going to get started. Well, I'm sure glad that's over. It takes probably a couple hours to get all that done. Even though it's a small yard, there's a tremendous amount of weed eating with all this stuff you can see there, but got it done. I'm glad it's done. Another week or two, be doing it again.
This part of the trail is steep as a mule's face. You could build you a slide and just slide right off.
Yeah.
You go over the house, you'd get so much speed.
Yeah.
You just fly right over the house.
Mm-hmm.
Matt and I have journeyed up the steep ridge above the house to have us a spring tonic. Matt brought his drill with him to get it for us. So we're going to tap a birch tree. We have lots of birch trees.
There's a bunch just right here.
Just right where we're sitting. You could probably just by looking count 20 really, really quickly. Some of them very, very large.
Mm-hmm.
They're nice trees.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to tap one of them and get some of the liquid out of them, some of the sap, and we're going to drink that for our spring tonic. We did this, what, about 4 years ago?
Yeah, I think so.
And we did a video about it, so maybe you remember that, or I can link to it. But we come back to the exact same tree. Matt said that way we could look at it and see that we didn't damage it by doing this, and we didn't. You can still see Matt's little plug. The trees grew around it. We'll show you that. And the tree's still doing great.
Yeah.
So in a lot of areas of Appalachia, in times past, not so much today, but people really did this as a rite of spring, not so much tapping the tree, but they would peel back the bark and get some of the pulp and actually use that for a sweet treat. It's like, what do you think, Matt? Spearmint, kind of?
Like spearmint.
Kind of a sweetness to it. So Bill Landry did a great video for the Heartland series about a family. If I can find it, I'll link to that in the description below. And also in Sydney Sailor Farr's cookbook, More Than Moonshine, she tells a wonderful story about her family and how they would do it each year. So there's a strong history of that. I did not grow up doing any of that, and I don't think Matt did either.
No.
We did enjoy it, though, when we did it a few years back. We did sort of two methods. We tapped the tree, and then we also took a smaller limb and took it back home, and what did we do? Scrape some of the pulp.
Scrape some of the inner bark and some of the pulp out of it and soak that in with it too to get a little bit more flavor.
Yeah, and we drunk both of them. They were pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
We hadn't done it since then though, but we're gonna tap this one and have us a little spring tonic. It's gonna give us a pep in our step, right?
I need one. I need 2 peps.
So this is the tree that we used last time. Matt's gonna slide off the mountain, I think. It's so steep, but you can see it's a fairly large tree. How tall is that, Matt?
It's probably 45, 50 feet.
About 50 feet tall, and the leaves are beginning to come out there on top. So this is the place for about 4 years ago that Matt tapped and put the little stick in, and you can see the trees kind of grew up around it. Other things happened to trees though, like whatever injured the tree here, that was in the video that we did 4 years ago. I pointed that out. That was just nature. That didn't have anything to do with us, but the tree is still growing and surviving.
Coming out the same stump.
There's a smaller part coming out of the same stump of that tree, and you can see it's got the little places on it just like that too. That's, I guess, just the nature of birch trees.
I guess it is. The bark kind of cracks on them.
Their bark is kind of scaly like that anyway. So you gonna tap this same one, or are we gonna go somewhere else, or?
Tap it if you want to, unless you want to keep climbing.
No, I'm about climbed out.
I'll go up about 25 foot and tap it if you want me to.
How would you get up 25 foot?
With my squirrel feet.
I think that would make our video go viral. So you want to try that? We'll watch.
I think it would too, but I don't think I'd ever get it done.
You can actually boil this sap down, kind of like you would maple, you know, the maple sap to get maple syrup. And I mean, it would take such a tremendous amount. We would never try that. But I was at a conference one time where they had a little tiny bit of that, and you could taste it where they had boiled it down. And I'm not sure if they added sugar to it or not, but it was sweet, and it was nice. It was clear. It wasn't dark like the maple. Matt's cutting a little twig he's going to use as kind of a spout for it. We used a straw the last time, and that worked well too. Just stuck a straw in there. So Matt had to change sticks, but now he's got it dripping. It may take it a while, so we're going to go home for a little bit, and then we'll come back and get our spring tonic. Little trillium, but no bloom yet. when we got back from Satterfields, it was late, and then we had to babysit the boys, so I didn't get to take Granny her stuff. I'm going to take it to her today. Really, I think it's better that I take it today. Today is the anniversary of Pap's death, so this will give her a little pick-me-up, a little cheerfulness to see all the beautiful flowers. I'm also taking Corey hers. We had them all packaged up together in Matt's truck, so we just put them out here last night and I watered them. But I'm going to run hers to her too before I go see Granny. Okay, I got Granny to come out to the car to look at them, and then I'll take Granny back inside and put them out in the yard somewhere. But isn't her sweater beautiful? You've been working on this today?
It's not finished, but I just was working on it, so I just put it on. I've got to put the trim down the front, and then it'll be finished.
Oh, it's really pretty.
Yeah.
Really pretty. So most of the ones I bought Granny, the tomatoes I left up at my house because I'll just keep them in the greenhouse until it's warm enough. And I got you the Cherokee Reds. Is that what you wanted? Cherokee Purple? That's what you like. So I got you 4 of them. And I got her, let me show her first. This is what I got you. So it's kind of like last year.
It's beautiful.
It's got the begonias and sweet Williams, marigold, it's ageratum. Look at these little moss roses. And then I don't know what you call that.
I don't know. I
That's
fixing
pretty.
to ask what you call
And
it.
then I
It's
think that's an
beautiful.
impatient. And then some petunias. So that's really pretty.
Oh, these are the petunias.
This one.
Oh,
This is Sweet Williams or Dianthus.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love Sweet Williams. I tried to find me some seeds, and I couldn't find it.
I might have some seeds I could bring you, but there's that one.
That's beautiful.
Okay, so that's that. Okay, and the next ones, all the rest of them we're going to show. They come from Mary Catherine Headcock Brown, Granny, and it says, "To Granny with love, best wishes on your 85th year of life." And it was a fragrant rose, candy tuft, and creeping phlox. Isn't that sweet? And she called and then had Betty to make this card. You can see all just from Graham County, North Carolina is the card with all those beautiful honeysuckles. Did you know the orange ones are blooming now? I've got one blooming at my house. I can see out my kitchen window.
That hill right there used to be full of them, but they dozed it off, and
Yeah,
they're not there anymore.
maybe some of them will come back. Okay, let me show you. This is the creeping phlox, but we call it thrift. Isn't that pretty? But creeping phlox,
I love that color.
that's a pretty color. But look at this one.
What is this?
This is the same thing, but look, we never had this color, did we?
No,
That I remember.
I didn't know there was a white one.
Isn't that beautiful? So pretty.
Yeah.
It's snowflake, it says. Snowflake. That's pretty. Here's these look really healthy plants. This is about the time, though, they've already quit blooming in our area, but this is a pretty one. I guess it's that pink color.
Oh, I like that color.
Yeah, that's pretty.
That's the phlox, too.
Yeah, and one more. One more. There's another one back there. Here's one. Isn't that? So this one's called Scarlet Flame. Pretty. And then one more. This is the purple one.
Oh, that one's bloomed out good.
Yeah, Emerald Blue is the name of it. It's pretty. So creeping phlox, but we always called it thrift, right? But it's pretty, really pretty.
Yeah, I like them.
Okay, then we have some candy tuft. They're just now starting to bloom. Look at those little blooms. And it's let's see if we can see the name of it. Summer Snowdrift. And Betty said it would bloom all summer. That it would bloom all summer for you.
That's
She said it blooms longer than the creeping phlox or the tall phlox that we just grows wild around here. But ain't that pretty?
Beautiful.
This would be pretty with if we could put some old maids with it. And there's 2 of them, so you have 2 of them, and they're just, this one's just starting to bloom. Really pretty. I think that's the same kind, yeah. I mean, the same color. And then one more. See, she really loaded you up. This was a good birthday present. So this is a rose, and I don't know I can't remember what Betty told me the name of it, but she has one, Betty does, growing right when you, remember, Granny, you've been there, right when you pull up kind of in the gravel, and then you got to walk down there. There's a big rose bush, like by their gate, and it smells so good. Once or twice when I've been over there, it's been blooming, and Betty said, take one with you. It'll make like a little bloom. It'll make your whole car smell good. And
what color is it?
It's either white and then it turns pink, or it's pink and then it turns white. It changes color.
Changes color.
Yeah. But it's
really something.
She was wishing she had a bigger one, but I said, no, this is the one Granny would want, because I've smelled it and it smells so good. We'll have to wait on the blooms, of course, for it to smell, but maybe it'll bloom this year. Maybe you'll get one little bloom. I don't see any on it now.
It probably will, because it's not really
time
warm enough yet.
Yeah.
The wind's still blowing cold.
And it's even cooler over in Robbinsville, so so this, you got fixed up really good.
Yeah. Well, that's nice.
Yeah. Now we just got to figure out where we're going to plant them, right?
I know that's going to be a problem. Yeah.
We will, though. Granny was talking about wanting to make a flower bed in her backyard, like a raised bed kind of deal. So maybe we can think about that.
Yeah. That'd be good.
But we'll sure put them somewhere for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll work on that one day next week if you want to.
I really do thank that lady. She's fixed me up for all summer with these
Yeah, that'll be blooming.
different colors.
Be blooming all summer, and then next spring you can look forward to the thrift all blooming
I
out.
love flowers. I guess everybody does.
I think that's a trait for older women in the mountains of Appalachia, that they really love flowers. And men do too. There's a lot of men that do. I think so.
Thank you for all the Easter cards and birthday cards. And I've been so blessed this year. It just gets better and better.
People really like you. They say you're the internet granny.
Oh. Well, it's time I needed to get to be something. So that's good.
Well, I'm going to help Granny back.
Thank you so much.
I'm going to help Granny back in the house, and I'm going to take all her flowers and put them where we can, where she can see them, but then just set them somewhere where we can water them until we get them planted. Probably one day next week before we get that done.
Yeah. It'll take 2 or 3 days to plant them, I guess.
It might. This is the new potatoes we got, Granny, so she's going to tell me how she cooks them.
First you peel them and boil them until they're done or almost done. Then you put them out in a frying pan with butter and put salt and pepper on them and put them in the oven. They're delicious.
Did you cook some of your green beans we brought you?
Yeah, the green beans are good too.
Got some new green beans and some new potatoes. You're eating good today.
Yeah. I was sort of cooking them for tomorrow. In case we went to church, I'd have them cooked.
Okay.
Paul's bringing us Captain D's, and I didn't tell him I had this.
Oh, he'd rather have this.
He can eat it for supper.
He'd rather have this than Captain D's any day. Those look delicious. Well, it's a whole nother day later, but we've come back to drink our spring tonic. We didn't get to come back up that day that we set the bottle or the jar to dripping. Life got in the way, as so often happens. So we come back up today, and it's warm today. I think I had a coat on the first day we come, but the warmth has returned for now anyway. So I guess this is going to taste pretty good, huh?
I hope so.
Matt said a lot of people would say when they see the jar and see the clear liquid, it looks like we're about to drink some moonshine.
Yeah, Probably that's what we get accused of.
But it really is the just the birch sap, just the spring tonic.
Birch water.
Birch water, yeah, birch water. So you're gonna get it off there, and we're just gonna drink it.
Yeah.
Matt's gonna have to get a little bit of it out. It got so full, so that he can undo it from the tree. Looks a little fizzy.
Is it?
Just slightly. It tastes like water. Maybe with a tinge of the spearmint there at the end. But it tastes good. It's very refreshing. It's cold. I guess it's still cool from last night's lower temperatures.
Mm-hmm.
It's clear as a bell, you can see. You're gonna have some for your spring tonic.
I guess. Pretty good.
Mm-hmm. See, it's got like a little note at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's good.
I guess we should we take some to our girls and let them drink some of it?
I guess if they want some.
They may need I didn't bring a lid though. We're gonna get back down the mountain with it. I had a lid the first time we come up for it. I didn't bring one today.
Okay.
They need a spring tonic to chase after their little ragamuffins.
Yeah.
Little, what do you call them? Ankle biters?
Yeah, ankle biters.
Crumb crunchers?
Curtain climbers.
Yeah. All those things.
Yeah. They need something to get the worms out of them anyhow.
I will, as I said in the first part of our journey up here, I'll link to that video we did about 4 years ago, I think it was, and we give much more information in it and talk about it, and then you can see the other method that we did. We're not going to do that today, but this was fun, just something to do, and I don't know that the liquid, the birch, is really like a spring tonic it's going to make us feel better. Maybe it will. Maybe it's full of nutrients. I don't know. But it's certainly a spring tonic to come up in the woods.
I looked it up.
Always.
It's supposed to have quite a bit of vitamin C and manganese.
Manganese, okay.
But you can drink too much of it, and then the manganese does something I don't remember. But I'm not.
But you probably have to drink a gallon or something.
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know, but you can also read during that same time that it took, if you wanted to make syrup out of this, birch syrup, and I guess people do, that it would take 110 gallons of water to make 1 gallon of syrup.
Wow, that's a lot.
I don't believe that tree's got that much in it.
No, I don't think so.
But anyway.
Interesting to think back to those people that, like Sidney Sailor Farr and the family that Bill Landry interviewed, where that was just their ritual. They went out and got it, and they were eating the fiber, which
Right.
was much more that spearmint flavor, like a sweetness to it.
Right.
But interesting to think about. In days gone by, that would have been a really great treat. Spring of the year,
Yeah.
It'd been fun. The aspect of, I was saying, it was joyful and a tonic to come into the woods anytime for me and Matt. We feel like that. But then that would have certainly been with your whole family going birch sapping or birch, I forgot what they called it, birch something, to actually get that fiber and then eat it. And
Yep.
that'd be like a celebration. It's always fun to do stuff like that with your family.
It's like vintage Netflix.
Hot, you better find you some water. Huh?
They got some. They've been tearing off this land right here. That will help the tree because it's small.
Would you like a little corn? Some corn.
We've got these pretty cucumbers from Spud Shack in Murphy. I'm going to get them ready to do our first step of the 14-day pickles, which is just to let them soak for a week in a brine. Salt brine is the first step. Since we didn't grow them, I've let them soak a little bit in water, and I'm just going to kind of give them a good scrub before I put them in the crock. So I've got the cucumbers in the crock. I've got the salt in there. I'll link to the recipe. Actually, I'll link to a video where you can see each step as I do it. These cucumbers are a little bit larger than what I would normally use since we grow them in the garden. We usually pick them before they get that large. But, you know, there's always cucumbers hiding from you. So sometimes a few large ones ends up in my pickles, in my 14-day pickles. So I think this will be just fine. Now I just got to add the water to it. I'm gonna stir just a little bit. I think the water distributed the salt good enough though. You could mix up the brine before you pour them in too if you want to do that, but I'm lazy and I don't like to do it. Then to try to keep the cucumbers down under the water, I'm gonna add a plate just to push them down. We have to add 2 plates. There. Then I'll put a towel over the top and I'll let them sit like this for a week, and then I'll go on to the next step.